There are moments when your mind goes quiet, not in a peaceful way, but in a way that feels like someone turned off the lights inside you. You're sitting with someone, you hear their voice, you see their lips moving, but it's as if the sound passes through you without touching anything inside. Your chest feels still. Your thoughts slow down. Your feelings retreat into something distant and unreachable, and you disappear, not physically, but emotionally. This is the moment you shut down. Not because you want to, not because you choose to, but because somewhere deep inside, your body remembers something your mind may not have words for. It remembers that going still was once the safest thing you could do. Emotional shutdown is strange, because from the outside, nothing looks wrong. You're quiet, still, calm. But inside, everything has frozen. It's not numbness, not exactly. It's more like a thick layer of ice, separating you from your own emotions. You know you should feel something: anger, sadness, fear, frustration. But all you feel is a distant echo of what used to be there. Your body slows, as if moving too quickly might shatter something fragile within you. Your mind floats, as if drifting above your life instead of inside it. You look alive, but something in you is paused. People sometimes call this shutting down. Psychology calls it the freeze response, but your body calls it something else: safety. Freeze isn't dramatic. It doesn't scream, or tremble, or run. It disappears. It folds inward, becomes small, quiet, invisible. It's the body saying, "I can't fight this, I can't escape this, so I will become still and hope the danger passes through me." Most people imagine danger as loud, shouting, violence, chaos. But danger to a child can be much quieter. A home where tension hums through the walls. A parent whose mood shifts without warning. A silence filled with unspoken threat. A place where crying wasn't allowed. A moment when your feelings were too big for the room you were in. When a child learns that emotions are dangerous, the body adapts in the only way it can. It freezes, not because the child is weak, but because they are incredibly intelligent. Freeze is not a failure. It is a survival strategy. It is the body's way of becoming invisible when visibility felt unsafe. And the thing about survival strategies is this: they don't disappear just because the danger does. Years later, as an adult, your body still carries the memory of those early moments. It remembers not what happened, but how it felt. You sit in a conversation and suddenly drift away. Someone raises their voice and your mind goes blank. You feel overwhelmed and your body stiffens. You want to respond, but your mouth won't move. You want to cry, but no tears come. You want to speak your truth, but the words remain locked behind that familiar layer of ice. You are not choosing silence. Silence is choosing you. It's the old survival pattern awakening, whispering, "Stillness kept you safe once. Let me protect you again." Freeze is misunderstood because it looks like nothing. No panic, no sobbing, no screaming, just stillness. But inside, it's chaos in slow motion. Your heart beats, but the rhythm feels distant. Your breath becomes shallow, as if you're only half inhabiting your lungs. Your thoughts drift like smoke, aimless and untouchable. Time feels heavy, thick, sluggish, frozen. You're here, and yet not fully here. People may think you're calm, but the truth is darker. You're not calm. You're submerged, frozen below the surface of your own life. And then comes the guilt. You wonder why you shut down, why you can't just feel normally, why your reactions don't match the situation, why your emotions vanish right when you need them most. You blame yourself for being distant. You call yourself cold, unemotional, broken. But you're none of those things. Your body is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It's keeping you safe in the only way it knows. Freeze is not absence. Freeze is armor. It is the instinct that saved you before you could protect yourself with words, boundaries, or strength. And the body does not forget the methods that once kept it alive. So what awakens freeze now? Often, it's not the situation itself, but the feeling beneath it. Anything that resembles past overwhelm. a raised voice, a disappointed expression, a moment of conflict, too much emotion too fast, can flip the switch. Your adult mind knows you're not in danger, but your nervous system doesn't speak language. It speaks sensation. And when sensation whispers, "This is too much," the body answers with silence. Freeze is the last line of defense when fight, flight, and even fawn are no longer possible. It's not giving up, it's shutting down to survive. There is a moment, you felt it, when you want to speak and nothing comes out. When you want to react but your body won't move. When someone asks how you feel and the only answer you can think of is, "I don't know." Not because you don't care, but because your feelings have retreated deep into a part of you that learned long ago it was safer not to be found. This is the freeze response in its purest form, a protective quietness, a disappearing, a holding of breath that began years before you knew what danger was. And yet, somewhere beneath the stillness, something in you is trying to thaw. Healing freeze is not about forcing yourself to feel. It is not about breaking the ice open with willpower. It is not about pushing yourself into warmth. Ice doesn't melt from force. It melts from gentleness. The thaw begins in small moments. A breath that reaches deeper than the last. A tear that escapes when you didn't expect it. A sentence spoken slowly, without apology. A feeling that flickers for a second before retreating again. Healing is not about moving quickly. It's about allowing the stillness to soften around the edges. Your body will not let go of freezing until it believes it is safe to feel again. And that belief is built in moments, quiet, patient, human moments, that tell your nervous system, you don't have to disappear anymore. You're allowed to stay. You are not broken for shutting down. You are not weak for going silent. You are not cold for disconnecting. You survived something by going inward, by becoming still, by protecting the part of you that could not handle more. And that same part of you is waiting, not to be forced open, but to be met with gentleness. Thank you for listening. And please, be patient with the parts of you that learned to freeze before they learned to speak. They kept you alive. Now it's time to help them feel safe enough to come back to life.